This short tutorial is an introduction to SPSS application. SPSS is short for Statistical Package for Social Sciences. I have SPSS version 27 available. I will double click the application to open. It is a statistical package used for basic to complex statistical data analysis. In market, SPSS version 29th or later may be available. I have currently SPSS 27 and it is currently opening up in a separate window. Once the application opens up, it shows this dialog box. If you have worked with application previously, it will show this dialog box to give you some of the options to begin working. So the first option available for you is restore point. That is very useful if you have your application improperly closed or application was crashed and you have lost your data and your output while you were working. You can always restore your files. It gives you option to restore data and output file, and it also gives you date and timestamp so you know when your application was crashed or closed accidentally, so you can open the file and stop where you left off. The other option is recent files. Recent file is very useful and it gives you all the data sets that you have worked very recently. And the next option is sample files. Sample file is also very useful for students or beginners who want to exercise and practice their skills on some data that they can work and polish their skills. So if you don't have anything to do with these options, sample files or recent files or restore points, you can click the close button and the main interface will pop up. This is very useful initial dialog box because you can recover your data from this option. If you don't want this interface to pop up, you can always choose this option which says don't show this dialog box in the future, and this window won't appear in the future. But I strongly recommend that you keep it as it is. So at this moment, we don't have anything to do with it. I'll just click close and drag here the main interface. So this is the main SPSS interface, and we have data view currently selected and we have variable view. We can always click either of the options to switch between the two views. So to begin working on SPSS, you need to first be present on variable view and create variables first, and then switch to the data view to enter the data on those variables that you have created. At the top, you have a ribbon which shows many options like file, edit, view, data, transform, analyze, graphs. So analyze is the major tab that we will be working with. It has many options available, and from basic to complex analysis that we will be working in future. To begin, there is an initial option that is file. Under file, we have new, from where we can open a new data set, a syntax, or a new output. And under that, we have open. We can open a new data set, open a syntax, output, or a script. The third option is import data. We can import databases. We can import data through Excel, CSV file, text data, SAS application files, and other extensions, softwares are also available from where the data can be imported. Under the first ribbon, we have some other options available as well, and some of the options are currently not highlighted because we don't have any data, and once we have the data, these options will be available. So the first option is open data document. You can always open the data from file, open, and the data set, but you can click on this folder button or folder option to open a new data set or open a data set that you have created a file before. So I have a sample data HSB2 file I was recently working, so I'll open this file up. This is the data file that I was talking about. So we are in currently variable view, and you can see we have 11 variables. The first variable is ID for the identification of the respondents. And we have a gender, which is currently written as female, race, socioeconomic status, school type, program, reading, writing, maths, science, and social studies. So these are the variable names which are actually shortened, and the label is provided here. You can always write a full-length label for your identification or information, so you should know what is actually the variable that you have shortened in the variable name. And under the data view, if I click on the data view, it will show me all the data that I have entered or the data that is currently in this file. If I scroll down, and I can see I have currently a sample of 200 on this file, and you'll notice one thing. In the variable view, we have everything in row, and in the data we have everything in column. Like the variable female or gender is in row, which has some other options which we will discuss later. And if I double click on this left number, that is 2, it will take me to the data that is in a data view. And if I click on this variable female, it will take me to the variable view and highlight the row that I wanted to see. So if I switch back to the data view, and now it's showing data in row. As you can see, we have gender or female currently entered as a binary variable 0 or 1, which we will also discuss in a later videos. So this is a very general, very basic introduction on how to open an SPSS file and some of the options available in SPSS and how to start SPSS and the initial interface, how you would go through and explore some of the options. If you don't want to choose, you can click close and the main interface will pop up and you can open your SPSS file and start working.